Hey, it's Jody Taylor of snackysays.com. A little bit of housekeeping. You may hear some birds chirping in the background. There are squirrels eating and tussling. I put seeds out for the birds. It's really for the squirrels because the birds never seem to be quite fast enough. So you might hear some tussling out there. Um, Today I'm talking about social media. So this is not scripted like the last post. Um, I will put any links for anyone that I mention or any organization that I mention. I don't think I'm mentioning any organizations, am I? Well, we'll see. So I recently took a digital detox. I would say in the last couple of weeks, I've taken four, and they've been as short as 1 hour and as long as like 4 or 5 hours. I think one was 9:30 to 3 p.m., something like that, with a break to work out. I do use my phone for working out. So here's the interesting thing about digital detox. For me, my version of it and how it worked for me. I don't have a watch, so to tell the time, I have to like look at the microwave or look at my phone. Um, I love audiobooks, so once I listened to an audiobook and I was okay with that, I did turn the notifications off on my phone so I wasn't getting any notifications, so I didn't have that distraction. I also was gonna maybe cook something, so I had a recipe up on my laptop. So my devices weren't completely away in all cases. The very first day I did it, which was only 1 hour, my phone was 2 rooms away, and I just read a magazine, and I almost fell asleep a couple of times, which was interesting. Unexpected, you know, maybe I don't know, maybe with being on my phone and being on the laptop so much, I'm out of tune or out of whack, because I wouldn't have even said that I was tired before I sat down to read that magazine. Um, the greatest feeling I got of it out of it was feeling refreshed and like and relaxed. Notifications, I've noticed on my phone, give me anxiety. Is this text message going to be bad news? Oh, that book I borrowed is available, but I don't have time to read it. Oh, there's a new podcast episode. So one of the things I'm thinking about is turning off. I have most notifications off of my phone, but maybe I need to turn off more just so that I'm not. Some of it is anxiety and some of it is just purely a distraction. Like, don't worry, guys. I'm not anxious about a book being available, but I will pick up my phone to do something, and then I get the notification about the book. And then I'm on the Libby app, and then I get another notification about a podcast episode. So I'm just like kind of jumping from thing to thing or getting distracted. So I recommend it, even if you're just doing 1 hour a day or like 15 minutes. I think it's something that's going to be, for the first, that's me cracking my knuckles. Can you hear that? I do that without thinking. I just like fan my fingers out and then snap them together, like close them, and then it makes that noise. Anyway, so something to consider if you're thinking about taking a break from social media. One of the reasons, I've been thinking about this a lot, but then yesterday I saw that Leonie Dawson is leaving social media. She, earlier in the year, started doing 21-day challenges, and one of them was to not be on social media for 21 days. And she liked it so much, she decided to leave social media, both for her personal account and her business account. So very interesting. Pamela Cook of Love Mercury, beautiful digital planners and principles. She took a break starting back in January of this year. I subscribe to her newsletters, and she's also on YouTube. Alexandra Franzen has not been on social media, I think, for over 5 years and has a successful business. So these are like two recent examples and someone who's been doing it for a while. Alexandra Franzen actually has a course that I have not taken and I'm not endorsing, but just telling you about. I think it's called Marketing Without Social Media. And it's just something to consider. Like, I'm no spring chicken. So for most of my life, I actually haven't had like a lot of this instant technology or social media. Social media is true for most of us. It's just the last 10, 15 years, less than 15 years, right? And it's just too much sometimes. That's what it feels like. So let's talk about my social media. I am mostly on Instagram and not active in my feed. If you've been on my Instagram, you'll see that I haven't posted since 2019. 2020 was such a shit show. I really couldn't even think about what to post. It was a heartbreaking year for me, and I don't feel like I still don't feel like posting, and that's another reason why I've kind of been thinking, like, sometimes I feel like, oh, maybe I could post this thing in my feed, but I don't know, I've never done it. Like, I might post this and then you'll be like, oh shit, she posted something, but I don't think so. I don't think so. It doesn't feel right for me, and posting tied to my business also doesn't feel right. I think it's kind of like, did you hear that? I think it was a raven or a crow. I get those two confused. It just doesn't, it feels performative, or it feels like a job. And like, I've read things like, post to your Insta stories 5 times a day, post in your feed 3 times, and it just seems like a drag. I do post in my Insta stories my own personal stuff sometimes, like maybe a workout I'm doing, or about Millionaire Hoy, or something that I'm eating. That doesn't happen that often. I would say, like, I don't know, 2 to 5 times a week. Like the last couple of Fridays, I've posted the book that I'm reading for the weekend. It just seems like so much energy. So here's the interesting thing. I'm telling you that I'm not posting because it seems like it takes up so much energy. But I still spend a lot of time on Instagram. I'm not posting, but I'm flitting from story to story to story, to post to post to post, reading I'm consuming other people's lives, the lives they put on Instagram. So it's not, I don't want to say that I'm being hypocritical, but I'm doing and saying two different things. It's kind of like, I don't really want to be on social media. I don't want to be posting on social media for a variety of reasons that I don't think I've made clear. But I probably need to articulate that better in my own head before I can express it. But I still want to chat about it, so let's chat about it. So for that reason, because I am kind of doing two things where I'm like, oh, I'm not really on social media. I don't post. I don't want to post on social media, but I'm also consuming an awful lot on social media, and it's really imbalanced. I also don't know how much time I want to spend on social media to build up my business or my network when social media changes all the time. Like, y'all remember MySpace? Anyone? And I think in my last post, I mentioned Tumblr. Like, Instagram and Facebook are really big right now, but that may not be the case forever. I've heard countless stories, and I'm sure you have too. The algorithm changes, and then people lose their followers. So there's something to be said for building a business or building friendships, right? Like, I actually have made friends on social media. I have a bestie, a Bookstagrammer bestie. I have a friend and buddy that I met on social media. And how we met is that we have been like commenting on each other's posts. I forget who followed who, wrong details. And one day I had DM'd her. I think we were already DMing, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave a voice note, and I left a voice note, and I remember it. She doesn't subscribe to my newsletter. I don't think so. Well, not newsletter, excuse me. I don't think she listens to these blog posts. She's been on this website before, but anyway, if you're listening, tell me how you remember it. So I left a voice note, and that was like the turning point. Because then we started leaving voice notes, and then we took it off social media. So like now we Zoom, and because of the pandemic, we haven't met in person, but we will one day. So social media does have there are pros to it, but it's just like any relationship, whether it's professional or personal or a friendship. Like if you've ever been on a dating app, you don't just stay on the app, right? Or a friend. I think they have like a friendship app now, right? You don't just stay on the app. You get it off. Like I have another good friend that I met on Facebook back in the day. We both commented on something, and it turned out we lived in the same neighborhood, and we met up to do like a neighborhood cleanup, and we're still friends now. It's probably been almost 10 years, right? So it is good. I have so many peeps that I met through Magic Is You and Passive Income Planner Girl, Michelle and Amy's membership group, and I have all of their courses. But I met these women, these friends in this group, and it started off like, oh, we're in this group, and then you have DMs, and then next thing you know, you're Zooming, or you're like talking about different things and supporting each other. So there's definitely a place for that, but it's not all about staying on that social media platform. It's about making other connections. So I'm not saying social media is bad. I'm saying it's not everything. It's maybe not necessary. Just something to think about. So I covered social media, a digital detox. I think I'll be doing a digital detox every day, like just an hour. And I also have something on my phone called Digital Wellbeing. You may have it. It came with my phone. I have a Google Pixel. I think I have the Google Pixel 3, and the Google Pixel 4 came out, like, I kid you not, 2 months after I got this phone. Who knew? And so you probably have an app on your phone, or you can download one where it will, there's no color. It goes black and white. I set it at a certain time, and it doesn't come on again until the morning. And so I'm not getting notifications. I'm not getting anything, and this is usually time that I'm sleeping anyway. But sometimes the phone can wake me up. I'm not like, but then, now your sleep is disrupted. And sometimes it's just a notification from the library saying that like a book is available. I don't know about you, but I've never gotten good news at 2:00 in the morning. No one has ever called me like, yo, I got to tell you this. Guess what happened? It's never fucking good news at 2:00 in the morning. So hit me after 7 a.m. with whatever bad thing happened. Now, luckily, in real life, I don't get bad news every night, or it's very, very rare. But I sleep better knowing that the phone isn't gonna go off. So find something that works for you. For you, you might want to do that instead of overnight, during your work day, or during your time with your kids, or your hubby, or your partner, or your bestie, or your reading group time. I'm just suggesting that maybe keep your phone, but set it so that like you're just looking at the time. And if you want, you can go in and check notification, like check what's happened, but you're not getting the notification, so it's not pulling you away. It's something to think about and experiment with. I thank you for listening to my thoughts on what's going on with me and my digital detox and social media. I may leave social media. I don't think that it's not like I'm, how can I say this without using self-deprecating humor? I think I might leave social media or take a break. And I have done that, by the way. Maybe you have too over the years, where I was happier than a pig in shit. It's not that social media was distracting me, like just life was good. And, or it was distracting me, like I was just on it too much. Because you pick up your phone and you don't realize it. It feels like, oh, it's been 2 minutes and you've been on Instagram for 10 minutes or whatever, pick your social media. I didn't mention Twitter because Twitter's not my jam. I just never took to it. So wait a minute, I lost my train of thought. I was talking about social media, Twitter, and how I don't use it, picking up my phone. Oh, darn. Well, I'm 16 minutes in, so I'm not going to like talk for another 5 minutes until I remember. But in some, when I do the transcript, I will add what I was gonna say. But in some, if you're on social media and you're thinking about taking a break, take it. Oh, I was saying that I might leave social media, and I don't think it'll cause like repercussions in my personal life or business, like any big waves. It's just, for me, I think that might be a good look right now. And as far as my personal life goes, like there aren't there's no one that's going to be like, oh, if I'm not on social media, I can't contact this person. And the same with my business life. Like I don't have people like contacting me on social media like to do something. It's there, like the opportunity is there. But I feel like there's an opportunity to experiment and see. It's such a funny thing to say, experiment and see how to build a business without social media. That's funny to say because social media hasn't been around that long. And I'm not sure that it will be. I started listening to Leonie Dawson's podcast this morning, and she was saying how addictive social media is. So if it is truly addictive, maybe it will be around, but it sounds very unhealthy. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope that I just felt compelled to record this podcast and talk about it because it's something that's been on my mind. And when I saw Leonie Dawson's post and then her podcast episode this morning, it just got me thinking. I thought, I'm going to get on my phone and record this. So thanks for listening. Let me know your thoughts on social media, if you're on it a lot or if you're not on it at all, if it affects your personal life and your business. And I just want to put it out there, like, sometimes we see things on social media and it's like, oh, that person is so successful, or wow, that hairstyle is so amazing. And it's literally a snapshot. It's just a part of their life, which I hope is really great and amazing. But it's not the 360 view. It's not actually three-dimensional. You're just seeing a snapshot. So if you find that it's draining, and I used to feel that way about Facebook, which is why my Facebook, it's really just groups. I don't like groups that I belong to. I don't like interact with people. I don't have things on my time. I actually have a timeline blocker. I forget what it's called, but I'll put the name. Let me see if I can find it. I have a timeline blocker, so when I go on Facebook, I don't see like a running feed of news or anything like that, or what's going on with people. Oh, I I pull. Okay. I It's called Newsfeed Eradicator. Newsfeed Eradicator. I was just chuckling because I was like, "Oh, I can't see Chrome. It's not pulled up," and it was like right in front of my face. Very weird. All right, let's end here. I hope that you are well. Again, this is Jody Taylor of SnackySays.com. And to sum it up, we've just been chatting about social media and taking digital detoxes and just experimenting and thinking about like what your relationship with social media is. What would a digital detox look like for you? How might that brighten your days in your life? Are you feeling joy when you're on social media? Are you feeling joy with the way you're interacting with your friends or your family, your customers, depending on what you use it for? I don't have any answers. I've just been thinking about this a lot, and so here we are chatting. Thank you again and again.